That's fine.
Be your win. Federal agents parked outside my street again.
Yeah, what it do? Yeah, we live by the way. We live by the way. The one by the way.
But
Hold on, I gotta swap my camera now because
baby.
my shit
Oh
goofy.
yeah, this shit about to be wicked. I ain't gonna hold you. This shit about to be wicked.
Let's see. Bang, we platinum now. Finally, bro. I ain't gonna lie, that shit be moving around too much. That other app is like some trash shit. Yo, peace and love, friends and family. Welcome back to the highly emotional podcast. We live, Fellowship Fridays. You know, everybody who be tuning into this, I appreciate you being a part of the demonstration. Oh my God, my boy, my brother Soul in this motherfucker, endless torch in this motherfucker. And we came to chop it up, man. For what is this episode 4? This like number 4? Is this number 3? Like where we at
Yeah, I
with it?
think this is number 4.
Number 4, for sure, for sure. So yeah, if you tuning into this live, make sure you hit a like, a subscribe button, drop some comments, chat with us. You know, this live specifically is we basically gonna talk about a lot of things that been going on. I'm not sure if y'all know today is the Lions Gate portal. You know, people have been manifesting stuff, but they've been dealing with issues like manifesting because they haven't released certain traumas and certain childhood identities and depression that that they deserve to release. So they've been struggling with manifesting. So yeah, we had talked earlier on the phone. We was talking about what I came up with. Actually, I'm gonna pull up my little whiteboard. It's around here somewhere. But I came up with these egoistic spiritual archetypes with all of us as children from the ages from time you're a newborn till you're 7, based upon your raising and your childhood programming is how you become the person that you are now. So with these archetypes, and I'm still working on it. I haven't mastered it to where I want to give it to everybody, but based upon your childhood trauma, that's how you develop the type of person that you are. So for example, my archetype is called a let me, because I don't know it off the top of my head. But my archetype is called. Hold on. Let's get it right. I feel like people expect people to like have a script, but I feel like that shit's fake when you have all this like memorized details and information. I just feel like that's just fake. So I'm gonna show my authenticity and pull it up for y'all. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Mm-mm-mm. Where the fuck are I bet I'm about to email it to myself so we can pull it up. The highly emotional podcast. But so under this, I would be what is called a finder of light. And under this archetype, one of the little terms on what this is it often emerges from uncertainty or betrayal of truth. Trauma creates hyper empathy. Vision develops from reprogrammed neuroplasticity. So for me, because I had abandonment issues, mommy issues, daddy issues. This created me to find like a deep level of empathy when it comes to how I react to people and experience people in everyday life. So my level of empathy is a lot deeper than vast majority of people. So you could tell me something about your life, you could tell me something about your uprising or something that you went through in a traumatic experience, and then I can feel like I'm going through it and it makes me want to cry. It makes me feel like I'm experiencing myself. So this originates from my childhood trauma, but people don't understand how childhood trauma actually affects certain parts of the brain which create how you show up on your everyday identity. So yeah, that's what we talking about today. We talking about, childhood trauma. But we had talked earlier where you was telling me, Trez, about things that you overcame from your dad and whatnot. So I'll let you go ahead and dive into
So
that.
I'm gonna dive straight into it. So how I even got on to this topic is based on the idea that I realized that the people who are like in the best position in life, like most of the people who are the most successful, the richest, like those type of things, are genuinely bad people, like horrible people. Like if you look at the most successful, like for example, I mentioned Playboy Cardi, like bro, Playboy Cardi is one of them type of niggas that's such a try hard. Like the nigga is like the ultimate poser. You know what I'm saying? Like the nigga is the poser of all posers to the point where he was willing to do whatever it possibly took to get where he wanted to be. And he got there because he had no morals about himself. Like the nigga is literally a genuinely bad person. You know what I'm saying? To the to the point where like that is literally like a skill set in life. Like it's a skill set in life. Like so let's switch. I was saying about my father, right? Like my father was like a very a mean spirited person, like in general, like still is, right? But like I just today, after having that conversation with you, I realized that like it wasn't just him being mean, it was him like
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
uh, life had hardened him the way it did, and he was trying to pass that traumatic experience onto me so I could survive the way he did. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Because those narcissistic traits, those asshole tendencies would help you in the wild. You know what I'm saying? Like being an empath does not help you in the jungle. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's facts.
in the animal kingdom, being an empath will get you killed. You know what I'm saying?
For
So
sure.
I had to realize that like there's a method to it. Even though I still hold on to like some of the ways that he treated me, it's like I realized what he was trying to do. It didn't work, but I realized what he was trying to do, which is pass his trauma onto me to make me into the kind of person that is resilient the way he is. He survived from those bad qualities. You get what I'm saying?
Nah, for sure. I mean, that's the thing is like, and this is kind of like how I learned to overcome my childhood trauma is when I think about the
But
things that I experienced as child abuse, I kind of found things that I learned within dealing with an abusive father. So even though my dad like just he had so many flaws, there was things that I learned from him abusing me that made me a better person. And then not only that, it's like now I can see why he was the way that he was based upon his childhood trauma. What was you about to say, so?
I was saying, do you think that he purposely was trying to pass you on his childhood trauma to you? Or do you think that his childhood trauma is what made him do the things the way he did? Because I know that, I don't know your situation exactly, but I know that a lot of people have childhood traumas passed on to them generationally, but unintentionally, based off of how that person was raised. That's all they knew. To
Yeah,
prepare.
I believe that. I don't believe that it was deliberate or like in the sense of like, oh, I was fucked up, so I'm just fuck my kids up. Like I
Yeah,
think he honest to God, like truly believed that that was the way to raise your kids because that's what got him through what he, you know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, like, yeah, he quote unquote made it through, but it literally destroyed him internally. Like I would call him a shell of a person, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
so it's like, nah, I don't think it was deliberate. Like, I just want to hurt my kids because I got hurt by my parents. It's more so like, this the shit that made me. This is how I got to where I am now. So it's like, this is the shit that's going to get my kids far in life.
yeah. That's how generational curses is passed down because niggas were repeating the cycle. Like my like somebody could say, his dad was abusive to him, so that's the only way he know to convey to his son abusive, abusive love.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? That's how shit
yeah,
like that's passed down unintentionally. But
yeah.
that shit can travel from generations though.
I mean, think about it like this, bro. I was a womanizer in my whole 20s, and so was my father, and so was my grandfather. My grandfather had 19 kids. I was born while my father was married to another woman. My brother got 5 kids. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of like I didn't realize the traits and the behaviors until I already was an adult. Like by the time I realized I was doing shit wrong, I had already done it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So then that's the thing is like when you say that you by the time you realize that you had like pretty much like done all this shit, it was kind of already too late. So that's the thing is like I feel like with our parents, they get into a level of like resentment or like how can I say like a weak like it's like a weak emotional state because they're like, damn, I hurt this person that I love so much. And then not only that, they didn't realize that they were doing it on a scale like how we seen our parents is like we took it in and we like, nigga, I'm not gonna do this with my kids. Maybe something about them thought like, oh, I'm not gonna do this with my kids or I'm not gonna treat them this way. But also I feel like they didn't have knowledge to the level of like what do you do then if you don't whoop your kids, then what do you do if you don't
So
disrespect your kids, then what do you do? And so therefore they didn't have uh it's kind of like this mind state, right, where people come from poverty stricken environments, and so people don't know what success look like because they never been outside of the hood. So therefore they just settle for that hood type of culture, settle for the average nigga lifestyle or
right.
trapping lifestyle. So I think that's what happens. And then when it's too late, then niggas is like, yo, I fucked up. I should have done this with my son, or I should have done this different,
Let me
this, and that.
expound on that, bro. Let me expound on that, bro.
Facts.
So number one, my father was the father that he thought he needed to me. So who my father was to me is what he thought he needed when he was my age. You know what I'm saying? He like, if I was talking to my 16-year-old self, what would I say? Or like what like based off of what he knows, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing is your parents are your first haters, bro. Like when I tell you my parents are fucking haters, bro,
Mhm.
like like they are like foul ass haters. And I'm gonna tell you what I mean by that. Have your parents ever said to you in the middle of your struggle or the middle of your issue some shit like, "Oh, well, you could do that. When I was your age, I had 3 jobs." You know what I'm saying? Or like when I was your age, we used to have to sweep carpet. What you need a vacuum for? Like, bitch, like what? Like, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that's like me telling my son, you don't need no iPad. When I was your age, we had Game Boys. The fuck that got to do with anything?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
I mean that's
yeah,
facts.
this
Like
is
real life
situational.
hating ass bitch, bro. Like real life hating ass bitch, bro. Like no funny shit.
Yeah, I really, I feel you because I mean, it's just like but we a generation now. I think that our generation is the generation because of being the last of the night, last of before the internet, and then bridging into the internet. So we understand things a little bit differently than previous generations. Like we understand now that shit like that is situational. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't have to do things the way that we thought that we had to do things because now we have access to more information. You know what I'm
So
saying? And we're more aware and we have more awareness today.
so I'm gonna give you an example of how like how you're right, right? So I believe that the next 5 years, next 5 to 15 years are key for the rest of like society, like the rest of time on earth, right? Because number one, we have AI now, right? And we have an advanced form of internet and technology to the point where we are at the edge of the rest of those movies we was watching, I Robot, all that bullshit. Remember all the movies?
Ready Player One.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Ready Player One.
Right. We're at the time period right before that. Like that could be in 5 years. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If shit keep going the way it is. So that's the first thing. The second thing is a lot of the shit that they went through and the shit that happened to them and the shit that went on with them, they didn't know it was wrong because they didn't have the internet and they didn't have a culture in which people went to therapy and people talked to each other about their personal problems, right? So I'm gonna give you an example. Even me, when I had my first son, his mother, like she went through, you know what I'm saying, like a depression after having him, right? I had never heard the word postpartum depression before. I
Never.
wouldn't couldn't have told you what that was. That was some, in my opinion, that was some white people shit. At the time, I'm saying at the time, I thought that was some white people shit. I would have never even, I would have, yeah, I can see you,
Yeah,
bro.
we can see you. We can see you.
I would have never even used any word that had anything to do with depression. I didn't believe depression exists because that's what I was taught by my elders. Is that's some white people shit. We niggas and we can't even afford to be depressed. We got to work and go get money for our kids. Until I got depressed, nigga. And I got depressed and was like, bruh, this is that white people shit that I saw on TV. And this shit is real. Like, this shit is real, nigga.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, is depression is such a, you know, like I was watching, I forgot what the show was called. But it was a show that it was a guy who was researching all these serial killers back in the day before they even had the term serial killer. He was like, he created the term serial killer. And then they would start learning about mental disorders when depression wasn't even believed to be a real thing. They was like, nah, he did what? He was depressed. He's what? He's clinically crazy. That's why he committed these crimes. It was like, nah, we're not going for none of that. You know what I'm saying? But I think that it's more prevalent today because of the technology. You know, our kids and even us, even our parents now.
I don't know, bro. I think that it's just more recognizable now because back in our parents' time, it was people that was off. There was like always that.
Of course.
But like there was no word for it. Like just for like autism, right? Like it was a bunch of autistic people back in the day. They'll be like, he a little off, or his elevator don't go to the top floor. But like niggas ain't know it was a spectrum. They didn't know some niggas was smart as hell.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna comment on both of those. I think that, yeah, of course, it's always been around, but I think that it's more prevalent today because of more people having access to their phones and social media and shit like that. Like when you go through and scroll through a feed, you'll see something that's crazy, like, oh shit. Then you'll scroll through and see something romantic, and then you'll scroll through and see something that's sad. You can go through you can go through 5 emotions in 30 seconds, and doing that daily will fuck up your brain. It'll fuck you. Matter of fact, and let me say this too, because I saw my son watching a video, right? He watches reels. Now their attention spans are so short that they watch reels and TikToks, and they can only take in information for so long.
That shit not allowed in my house.
Yeah, my son do the same thing.
But listen. No, but then these reels are split screen. Somebody will be talking and doing something on one screen, and the other screen is something completely irrelevant to what they're doing. It's just like it'll be somebody like mixing a bowl of pudding or something. But then on one side of the screen, it's a person talking and doing something. And I was like, what's that? And I looked it up, and it's something like because people's attention spans are so fucked up, they have to have something on another screen for you to look at, like a background noise for the video.
Yeah. Like
it's like
I found myself attention on my phone and watching a movie at the same time. I was like, I'm lunching.
Yeah.
I was like, why am I on my phone and watching a movie at the same time? That's wild.
So I think that like now the generation that we are, and there's like a level of empathy to where I understand like our parents. Like I feel like our parents is like 4 or 5 generations from slavery, right? So a lot of things that they knew, a lot of their like forms of discipline or forms of masculinity was originated from things that were taught around that time. So like when I start thinking about ass whoopings and spankings and shit like that, when I was, and this started when I was young, is that like for me, my mom did some wild shit where she sprayed my back with water and whooped me with a belt. And I remember
your mama learned that from massive.
Hey, so you get what I'm saying? So then not only that, then my mom used to say some shit like, oh, you say yes, sir, no, sir. All these things originated from what she was taught and her parents and their parents, you know what I'm saying? Like
because they had to be docile to survive.
There you go. So then that created, for me, that created somebody who was self-inflictive. And then you were saying like, based upon how your dad talked to you and whatnot, you created this image in your mind for yourself. So for me, with my parents, or mainly with my mom, I started believing that I was a bad, like a bad kid at the time. You know what I'm saying? To the point where it developed into a bad teenager. Then I had this mindset at 22 that I'm a bad I'm a bad man. And then that created my depression because now I'm taking on the image of this bad child. And now I don't know anything more about myself, even though I know that my heart is this way and I love and this and that. But I have this complexion in my head about myself that I'm this bad person. So therefore, I'm trying to live like a bad human being. And so that's the thing is
You
like,
trying to fulfill what you think about yourself.
yeah, because I mean, shit. If you gonna tell me I'm a bad person, then why not fulfill that role? So back to what I was saying is like our development as children and how we our development as children dictate who we become as adults. So a lot of times we don't even realize that we're this way because it was indoctrinated in us to believe that this is organically who we are. So that's what I was trying to show y'all is let me share it again is when it comes to this. So these are the y'all can see this? Everybody can see this?
Yeah, the archetypes.
Champ, you still muted? I just muted you just because it was like cutting off my mic. So, all right. So, these archetypes is what I came up with. There's shadow versions of these also, but these are just the light ones just to show you. So, the thing about with your archetype, you can be an extremist of any of these and use it as kind of like a crutch. So, for me, I'm a finder of light. So, for me, I always search for more information, wisdom, and learning and whatnot. My wife is a mother of light formed through unmet childhood needs. Trauma creates hyper empathy, love equated with service by attachment in theory. So the extreme version of herself, my wife feels the most love when she is taking care of other people based upon
Mm.
neglectment from her parents. So her parents,
Mm.
instead of showing love to her, they would provide her with material things. And now for her to feel love, she has to take care of herself. I mean, her of other people to feel love. But not only that, in return, on the shadow side of this is that she neglects prioritizing herself. And so I started noticing all these things. And then so these are the light versions, there's shadow versions in which people are extremists. My son is what you would have here, which is called the cosmic oracle, may develop from disassociation, imaginative escape, repeated neglect enhances theta brain waves and stimulates spiritual sensitivity. So with my son, because he's the oldest, and then we had a child right after this, and then another child after that, he experiences this because he's the oldest. So with him, he has a deep level of imagination when it comes to like video games and Fortnite and whatnot. So my goal is to learn how or teach him how to use this as a strength. Me being a finder of light and this being the shadow version of this archetype, this is good in a sense of I have a level of empathy, but also I'm constantly seeking knowledge. And then at the bottom right, you have a pillar of flame. Born from environments of emotional suppression, trauma reinforces left brain dominance by necessary logic and control. So
Which one is that?
that's the pillar of light. So the pillar of light, these are, like I said, these are the light
Pillar of light
versions.
or pillar of flame?
I'm sorry, pillar of flame. My fault. So with
Damn,
the
and my name Torch. So yeah, I think that's who I am right there.
so with the pillar of flame, these people they replace instead of showing emotion, they like to show logic.
Yeah,
And
that's
when
what I
they
do.
can implement logic,
Yeah,
then they feel superior to
I do
someone
that.
who's showing emotion. So
I do that.
it's like nigga, you showing emotion? Well, nigga, it's really not that
I
serious.
used
So
to look at emotion as weakness.
exactly. And that's how my older brother is like I'll explain something to him like from a very emotional state, and then he'll kind of like shrug me off like, well, according to this and science and blah blah blah, this is the reason why you're feeling the way you are. And so these are the light versions of these, but when you develop these traits of yourself and everybody runs off of all these things, you can also be a combination of two archetypes also. But every single human being that I've experienced and that I've watched since I've been developing these has literally fallen under one of these archetypes out of the eight that I have, the shadow or the lights. And then there's hybrid archetypes, which we won't go into today. So going back to what you said, is that originally when we were talking about people being good or bad. Now, people aren't necessarily good or bad because if this is developed from the time that you were a newborn to the time that you were 7, then you have to realize that how your behavior is in your shadow form or your light form is only developed based upon childhood trauma. So we have our extreme people. So we could talk about Kanye, we could talk about Hitler, Donald Trump, so on and so forth. Based upon their child programming is based upon how they grew into an adult. So Hitler, he may have deal with something that created him to be the person that he became, just like Kanye, so on and so forth. Every single human being isn't necessarily a bad human being. They're just somebody who was inflicted with a certain level of trauma, which created them to become the quote unquote adult that they are today. So yeah, I can't hear you. You muted. You muted.
I said, what's your villain origin story?
Like, what? In what sense? What do you mean?
No, I'm just saying that's an example. Like, people, remember what I was talking about earlier about the villains?
Yeah.
Every villain, like if you look at all the Marvel villains or like Batman villains, and you look at the villains and their origin story, they started out as good, decent people, but something happened to them in their life that made change the trajectory and made them into the bad person that they were. They started out with good intentions and being good people, but something happened, whether that something traumatic happened that changed the trajectory of where they were going. Now they're going about it, still trying to get the same result, but they're going about it a more diabolical way, based off of what they had to go through in life, based off their trauma. So it's like, what's your villain origin story? Why are you the way you are?
And you got to
And yeah,
realize that everybody has a shattered counterpart. So even though you might be this light, you also have to deal with your shadow in which you're afraid to show people who you are, who you truly are. But in order to be in natural balance, you have to address both. You have to address the trauma that you have, and then if not, then you become an extremist like Hitler, or
So,
Kanye, or so on and so forth. What you about to say?
so because that you know Neil deGrasse Tyson, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was saying that because everything that's in our brains and in our behavior is based off of what happened in our childhood or in our life period, he don't even necessarily believe in free will because your subconscious speaks before you do. So it's like if you get mad and wild out and shit like that, that's something that you didn't even really like. You didn't even really do that. Your subconscious did that. You reacted like there was no second where you're like, "Hey, let me chill out, nigga." You just started lunching, and then you was like, "Fuck, why did I do that?" You get what I'm saying? So it's like
Facts.
I'm not gonna say free will doesn't exist at all. I would like for will to be free, but it doesn't really seem like it is.
So I'll go with that. So based upon my knowledge that I understand, right? So it go back to the study that I did. So when it comes to the subconscious mind, and I said this on one of our streams before, 95% of the things that you're experiencing in your life and how you're reacting, like right now, how you turn your head and you looking at the screen and how he has his hand over the mouth, you guys are doing this subconscious, right? Based upon your childhood trauma or your childhood programming, I should say, is the reason why that you are the way that you are. So the way that your body language is, the way that whatever your feet are doing right now, your hands are doing, that's all based upon your subconscious mind, in which you're doing 95% of everything in your reality, you're experienced through your subconscious mind, and you're doing unconsciously. So yeah, people who technically are doing something bad is based upon how they're experiencing things subconsciously. When you bring awareness to your subconscious programming, then you can rewrite that. Then you can become a quote unquote better person. But you have to first become aware of what you're doing subconsciously. So you looking down, scratching your beard, this nigga holding his head a certain type of way.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, we're doing things subconsciously all the time. It's kind of like remember when niggas had Androids and they'd have all these apps open and were unconscious that these apps were open and shit? It's the same thing with us. You have all this programming running in the background that you're not even aware is open and it's draining your battery.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just saying, I know, like the things I do, like I when I mess with my beard, it's the same thing my father used to always do. When he think about something deep or just thinking, he'll start picking at his beard, and I do that too. But
So
I
you
was gonna
seen the way
say,
my posture was? Like I was leaning like this a little bit.
yeah,
I've been doing that since I was a little kid because I was always uninterested. Like I was always unimpressed by everything. Like you'll like my parents will say something to me, and I already know like what they about to say, and they say the same shit, and I automatically just pause, assume the position. Like, oh, this bullshit. Like I was always, I'm about to send y'all the picture. I want you to put it on the screen. Y'all can keep talking, but that's why I'm looking at my phone because I'm about to send you the picture, nigga. I've had that same look on my face my entire life, bro. Like,
No, that's what I'm saying. So it's like so many things that we're experiencing, and we're not, bro. We're not even aware because we didn't realize that we were doing this shit. So, bro, you being toxic to women isn't technically your fault. It's really your representation of what you were taught as a child. Whatever it was, it could have been how your mom treated you. It could have been how your dad treated women, how people treated your mom, so on and so forth. That's
that's
just
what
what it
I
is.
saw. I thought it was normal to cheat. I thought it was normal to have a bunch of women. Like, I didn't know no other way to live.
yeah, and like that goes back to even like programming, television programming, like the things that we see on TV every day. Kids see things on TV and sometimes take that as a life lesson or take that as, it can really affect the way that they see the world and do things. Just like, for example, y'all know the little Jeffrey Dahmer Netflix show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That show put the way that they narrated the show, the way that they told that story, they told it in a sympathetic way so that people would empathize and have sympathy for Jeffrey Dahmer. Before that show, if you said,
Why would they want him to do that?
I don't know, for whatever reason, but I'm just saying that show, the way that it's told, it makes you empathize and sympathize with him.
I,
The way
I
that
ain't
it's
gonna
told,
lie. I ain't gonna lie
it makes you feel
because
bad for him because of what happened to him.
that's what
But
I was gonna say when I watched it, and that was kind of one of the things that I referenced in the back of my mind too, is that when you seen remember how he sat there and he let the nigga kill him I don't know if you
I
watched
ain't
the
watched
whole
it. I ain't watched the
if
joint.
you watch the whole joint at the end, he sat there and let like whoever in jail like kill him in a sense, right? But then if you go back to his childhood, the only reason why that he became the way that he became is because his dad and his mom got a divorce, and his dad is the one who taught him how to be a taxidermy and like dissect all these animals and whatnot. So then that created a certain trauma, and now he had this amusement or this infatuation with body parts and organs and all this other bullshit because his childhood trauma. So then it opens up. And when you see it from this perspective, then you have to say in your mind, all right, well, all these people that they say are bad people, what are their experience and why did they become the way that they are? So when I be hearing like this person getting sentenced to jail for this like fucked up shit, although I may disagree with it, and I think that pedophiles and rapists, I think them niggas should be beheaded. But there's a level of empathy that I have where I say, why did this person develop this behavior? In order to understand this person, because when you just hear it in the news, when you hear this shit, like niggas thought Bin Laden was a bad person. We thought all these niggas was bad people, but then you have to say, okay, who was this person? So when it comes to like somebody being sentenced to jail, I gotta say, what was their first introduction to sex? Who brought them to this level of trauma that now they're participating in the world and reenacting what they were taught as a child? And then that gives me that level of empathy to say it's not that they're a bad person,
Yeah.
it's that they were taught something that was fucked up and then they developed a certain type of characteristic that they weren't conscious on how to break it.
Yeah, and it's not to, it's not to take away from anything that that man did or did not do, but it's just another layer to that is we don't know if everything that happened in that series is fact. Everything that happened is told the way it's told in a way that they wanted to tell it. You know what I'm saying? To make you feel a certain way, so they can control the narrative, whether they want to tell it that way or put out a documentary and make you hate this man, like the what's the name? The Hurricane Katrina documentary that just came out. If you've seen any of that, have y'all seen any of that on Netflix?
No,
Katrina
I didn't see.
documentary, nah.
So the way they was talking about all the racism that happened, all the racist shit that happened, like between the black and white people. There are ways you can tell stories to depending on what type of reaction you want to garner. There are there are more than one ways. There was it 3 sides to every story.
Mm-hmm.
Like, have you ever seen the show Dexter?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I've seen
seen
a
that
couple
joint.
episodes.
So Dexter.
Oh, what's good, Rare? Welcome to the podcast, or welcome to the live stream, bro.
Peace,
Appreciate
guys.
you
It's
for
goody with
tuning
y'all.
in. You gotta
Peace,
catch up
peace.
with us. But
Oh, for
nah,
sure.
go ahead, bro. Go ahead, finish what you were saying though.
No, I'm just saying, like, Dexter is a serial killer, but
Mhm.
he's a serial killer that everyone empathizes with and sympathizes with because he kills other serial killers who commit crimes like rape or pedophilia or who kill for fun. He kills the bad guys, so he's like the hero of the killers. But at the end of the day, he's still a serial killer himself. He's still killing someone. But
I
it's
mean,
told in a way that make you empathize and sympathize with the
So,
killer.
so I'm gonna tell you this: when I say like rapists and murderers and shit like that should be beheaded, I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, right? Because I feel like the issue is they need to be removed from society.
mm,
I don't have no right to play God in that sense. Unless you coming for my family or coming for me, I don't really believe in killing at all. But but they need to be removed from society and not necessarily in jail either, because I don't really believe that. Like in Europe, why they jails look so fancy? That shit is like rehabilitation and like you need to sit with the lady for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? Like you need to sit and talk to the lady every day for the rest of your life and see what the fuck went on. Because I don't know, bro. I don't know what happens to people when they die, bro. I'm not about to. And it would take my life being on the line for me to, you know what I'm saying, just feel like somebody need to be murdered.
No,
But
I,
at the same time, at the same time, I feel like a rapist or a pedophile is so wild because I can think of reasons why somebody would murder somebody, but I can't think of any reasons why you should rape somebody or play with a kid or something like that.
so
they have
so
something in their mind, man.
I actually met this dude that my wife used to work with. He wrote this book and he identified as gay. And one thing that he said, he was like, I asked him, I was like, you ever been with a woman? And he was like, no. He said, my first introduction to sex was me being raped by other men in a what a group home, right? And he said it got to the point that it happened so many times that he started liking it. So then you have to say, right, back to like rapers and whatnot, these people were taught this behavior from an adult, right? And then what happened is then they became infatuated with little kids because when they were a little kid, somebody was infatuated with them and then it just repeated the trauma. So now they're into little kids. Now this doesn't make it right or wrong or anything like that. What we're saying is that people develop this behavior based upon something that was taught. And I agree with what you're saying. Like in the reason why I say like beheaded and killed and whatnot is because that's the extremist level that I have to protect my children. But I do agree that they should be put into a society where we have to reconstruct jail, but into a society in which they can interact with like-minded people and like let's say they got their whole own state island or some shit like that.
I agree with that.
So
Man, they gotta have if you commit rape or pedophilic act, you gotta have your penis removed
You gotta go to
I
the
wouldn't be
moon.
opposed to that. I wouldn't be opposed to that.
I wouldn't even go that level. Although that sounds crazy.
You
There's this
definitely don't
movie.
need to reproduce. You
No,
don't
I
need to
mean,
be able to reproduce.
So wait, let me. Now that I'm catching on to the
let's
conversation,
do it.
let me
Let's
ask you a
do it.
question. So now y'all talking about an isolation that's different than prison, but because you calling it a society, are they going to be able to fulfill their kink, their desire that they were isolated for? Or are they just
So
going to be on some permanent? You can't ever do that again, but y'all can at least all be together. You get what
so
I'm saying?
this is the way that we have to break it down. So what jail is supposed to do is supposed to rehabilitate, right? So let's be real. Jail is supposed to be a form of
It does
rehabilitation.
not do that.
So exactly, right? Jail actually makes people worse. So what should be created, and this is because I kind of broke it down one day because I had thought about like the homeless, and I was like, how could you help the homeless in like in a state where they wouldn't be homeless, right? You could put them in like a community where they could do all this stuff, like live on the land, so on and so forth. So with my mind, and I'm referencing like this movie I seen where they sent like prisoners to like space on the moon or something like that, right?
I think I seen that shit.
So I feel like what they could do is they could take people with this certain type of I'm gonna just say trauma. They could put them in a society and rehabilitate them, break that traumatic curse that is imprinted within their subconscious mind. Because think about it like this: if someone can break addiction, which is also that stems from like childhood trauma, like I found this fact that cigarettes actually stems from pacifiers. So
Yeah, I heard
so
about
now
that.
that we understand that, what we can say is that the first thing that we would have to do is teach these people how to break that trauma, how to rewrite that programming of pedophilia.
I beat that shit. It's been over a year. It's been 13 months since I smoked the Capone.
Okay. You said cigarettes because you said that shit fast as fuck. But nah, facts. Um, but that's the thing, is like rehabilitation, we have to kind of like create a new programming for all this, bro. Even people with murders, if you think about people who are serial killers and whatnot, bro, all that shit stems from childhood trauma. Like, and I had this debate with somebody where they was like, what about psychopaths and this and that? And I'm like, unfortunately, I just feel like that still comes from childhood trauma, even if it's passed down from generations of your family members and whatnot. It may not be indirectly to you, but your grandfather may have been this way.
I mean, what would happen if you put 100 psychopaths on an island that they couldn't leave? If they all killed each other, I mean, hey, that's what happens. I wouldn't be tripping off that.
Bro, I feel like there's so many Netflix movies about those kind of situations. Like I think there's one shit called like Spider something.
Oh yeah, that's a good
You
one.
know
Oh
what
yeah,
I'm
I
talking
seen
about?
that joint. Yeah, I seen
But
that
Hey,
joint.
y'all seen it? Y'all seen the anime Monster?
Nah.
Nah, I
I
don't
gotta
think I
watch
seen that
that
one.
joint, bro.
Yeah.
I gotta watch that joint. I ain't even seen all of it. It's slow as hell, but
Or you
pretty
have
much
The spider joint is the spider joint. They was taking people and injecting them with emotion and it's putting them in a room together and seeing what happened. Like would inject somebody with anger, they would inject somebody with this, and that you talking about that one, right?
yeah, with
Spiderhead.
Hemsworth. Yeah,
There
yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Or
seen
like
that joint.
the other Netflix John, the Portuguese one where they're in the like they volunteered to be in some type of prison and they got the elevator that's giving them food.
Yep. What is that? The platform.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's the thing, is like there could be these
Oh
situations,
yeah.
but we already know, like we kind of know how it would end. It would be a fucked up situation. And for me, like when I hear like people get sentenced to jail and they be like, man, you committed this crime. When you go to jail, the judge say this, he'll be like, when you go to jail, they gonna have their way with you, right? For me, I think that's fucked up to say because my nigga, you already sentenced this nigga to like 3 life sentences. Ain't nobody living in 200 years, bro. Like, you might as well just X the nigga out at that point. Like, I just don't agree with that. But I also don't agree with jail being a form of revenge when you could actually help people and rehabilitate them to become better people. Like YNW Melly, right? Let's say he did do what they said he did. Bro, they could they could rehabilitate that guy in 15, 10, 20 years, so on and so forth, but they're seeking the death penalty.
Also, why did he do it? Why did he do it? Like,
We know why he did it.
no, no,
They
no, no,
was
no. I'm
gonna
not
kill him
talking
for
about
his bread.
YW Melly. I'm not talking about YW Melly
Oh,
specifically. In general, why do people do things? And I think the why really, like, for example, like financial crime, right? I think prosecuting financial crime is so stupid because you have poor people. Crime is a socioeconomic issue for the most part. Like, poor people commit crimes, nigga. Rich people not only. So look, my lawyer was telling me about this shit. My lawyer was like, he has so many more drug cases from broke people than he does from rich people because there are rich people who smoke crack, but they have a house to smoke it in. Like, like they literally can buy their crack and go back to their house and smoke it. Whereas though, bruh man from around the corner got to smoke his crack in the alley, he's gonna get bagged. You know what I'm saying? So it's like crime is a socio-economic issue. You have a bunch of fucking poor people who don't have the same opportunities as other people, and
Yep.
your answer is to lock them up.
Yeah, because that's how
What else are they supposed to do?
that's how they grab free labor. That's how they get more tax dollars for the benefits of their prisons. And then they're also imprisoning people as a form of threatening the rest of us who haven't committed any crimes. Like, yo, instead of teaching you the in-depth whys to these people's whys and why not, I'm just gonna say, yo, don't do this shit. It's like saying, it's like when you see your sibling or your cousin get their ass whooped, and it's like, all right, I'm not gonna do what they because they ass whooped. It's literally just that.
Starve and die because if you steal some food, you're going to jail.
Yeah. Essentially, but you broke it down perfectly, Trez. Like, it's a social economic issue. It has nothing to do with morality. It's like I was talking to someone else yesterday about how church and state should never be integrated because they have two different pathways of a progress. They have two different goals. The soul wants something completely different than the person living in the society or the society itself. They're never going to integrate. Yes, they could find a common ground, but you'll never get all the way to one end because they're struggling to find different points on the same spectrum.
And they have different goals.
Exactly.
But
even
what I was about to say.
Even me as being like a biblical scholar, a theologian, even the Bible talks about empire versus kingdom, like in the sense of like there's the people who want to rule just to rule, and then there's the people who want to bring forth the kingdom in the sense of like the zenith of society. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like
I know what I want. Oh, go ahead.
now I'm about to say state. I mean, both of them are empire, honestly, but church is supposed to be kingdom. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be people wanting to bring forth the zenith of society and bring forth the best out of humanity. You know what I'm saying? That's the goal. That's what it's supposed to be. But continue.
Yeah, church and state should be together. It's like business and pleasure. You can't mix. You can't mix it.
No.
What I was gonna say was when you were talking about that, it made me think. I remember that video. I know me and Swim was talking about this video where this girl was asking, why are melanated people the most oppressed people worldwide? Why in every country are the melanated people or the people with the darker skin the most oppressed? For what reason? Because it can't just be you don't like someone because their skin is dark. What are the underlying reasons that they truly don't that they truly have for not liking or oppressing melanated people in all over the world?
Oh, you asking the question? You don't know?
Yeah, I didn't know what. I thought you was about to
Yeah.
go deep into that.
Tell me.
I was just I want to hear y'all thoughts on that.
I think it has something to do with fear because the programming of darker
fear what
people,
though?
bro.
But the
Power,
fear what though?
Power, nigga. It's power. That's just what it is. If you think about it, right? The darker a nigga is,
in what aspect?
Right,
in what aspects?
In the sense of a like, hey, that nigga beat your ass. A dark skinned nigga will beat a light skinned nigga ass all day, right? so in that form, I mean, at least in my reality and my experience, right? So for me, growing up in Atlanta, any dark skinned nigga in comparison to me, I already knew what it was. You know what I'm saying? So a light skinned nigga, he might attract more bitches. A dark skinned nigga, them niggas might fight more. At that,
I automatically assumed the light skinned nigga was soft. Like when I was a kid,
you
like
get so you get what I'm saying. I
the
mean, I
light
always
skinned
thought
nigga
white
soft.
people were dirty and they
Oh,
smelled
oh,
like
oh, B2K looking ass nigga. Raz B, B5 looking ass nigga. Like that's how I would think.
if anything, if I'm in B2K, I'm Lil Fizz, nigga. I rap, niggas. What you talking about? Raz be the gay nigga. Nah, but the thing about it, so you think about that programming of this is my brother. Welcome to the chat, Twon. So look, the thing about it is like for me, I always knew that dark skinned niggas looked at me as being soft. You know what I'm saying? So when it came to seeing dark skinned niggas, the first thing I thought is, yo, these niggas gonna try to jump me. Now, in the subconscious mind, that might be based upon my trauma. That might be based upon just me being jumped or what people have showed me or taught me. Go
Hey,
ahead.
man, that's why Lil Bibby geeked the fuck out of me when I seen what that nigga look like. I heard his first song, 3 for the 10, maybe 1 for the 4. Then I
Yeah.
seen that nigga, I was like, this nigga got light eyes and he light skin with curly hair. The fuck?
I'm throwing hands with
That's
that
like
nigga though. I'm
that's
throwing hands with that nigga though. But see, that's the thing. So I feel like people like the issue with like darker people in other cultures is that they view those people that if you give them a certain type of power of authority, then they're gonna be superior to someone of lighter skin. That's at least
so
that's how I view it.
so in that video she was saying, is it because they have something in them that we don't want that they don't want to let um do they have something in them that we don't want to let them know they have? Do they have some
I
type of
think so.
secret power? It's like y'all remember the show on Netflix called Supercell?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that was dealing with sickle cell. That's a disease that's exclusive to like melanated people.
Yeah.
But that cell also gave them powers. So that's a theory that melanated people have these. What we already have more. We have a lot of junk DNA that's just dormant. So there are maybe things in us that we don't know or don't use that just sitting there dormant because we don't know how to use them anymore because they don't want us to know about them. They don't want us to know about them. We have a different sense of smell. We have a different vision. We have harder bones. Our organs are stronger. It's a lot,
Y'all
and it's just like we go ahead.
any of y'all gamers for real or ever been gamers?
I play. I play.
Yeah,
You
Ever play
already know I'm on
RPG
that
games?
2K.
Or
Yeah, I love
look,
RPG. That's my favorite kind of game.
all right, cool. So you get the RPG aspect. I compare it to 2K. 2K is the same shit. I feel like every different category of human, every race, every male, female, so on and so forth, is a different class or a different type of player, type of human, and we all have different pros and cons. There's a checks and balance between each individual. So I feel like as a group or as plural groups, we all, especially when it comes to the skin color shit, we all have different attributes that make us stronger or more powerful or more able to do so and so. And I feel like that's definitely, as you're saying, bro, like that's some shit that is meant to keep on under wraps. And while I feel like that's a factor, I feel like the main reason why darker people are oppressed around the world is because ancestrally, darker people were either the first and or the only to deny the request or the access of extraterrestrials that came down trying to like fake God on some shit. Like other beings from other dimensions were like, yo, we are either allies to you or we are God or we are God's people or whatever. Give us access to what y'all got going on or give us authority.
Fuck out of
like,
here.
nah, we already know what God is. Like, y'all not finna come in here trifling on shit. So it was like, okay, word, y'all not finna give us access? Hold on. So they just waited until another group, another wave of humans came through and they got first dibs. Like, hey, before y'all start living and shit, we just want to let y'all know we are God and them niggas is over here trying to fuck with us. So we need your help. And I honestly believe that there was the holy war is a false holy war in itself, which created a real holy war. You know what I'm saying? Like
I'm with you on that. You believe in Project Bluebeam?
Project Blue Blade?
Blue Beam.
Project Bluebeam. So
okay, that sounds familiar.
Project Bluebeam is pretty much like all of this shit that's happening is happening for it to be one world government, right? And the way they're gonna get one world government is by faking the alien shit. They're gonna fake like aliens come down. They're gonna use AI and what all of those little three-letter shits, SGA, all that Hollywood camera bullshit,
Yeah.
AI, all that, to make it seem like aliens came down and did some crazy shit. And now we're gonna have to all unite and become one big ass country and one world government and get everybody to submit to this one. Like the shit that's going on with Israel and the US, bro. When I tell you this shit makes me mad, bro, I be really wanting to, like, bro, I really want to smack the shit out of, like, niggas is so crazy with this Israel shit, bro. Like, that's not, like, they using biblical prophecies that aren't real. Like when the Bible said, "Oh, I will bless you, Israel," nigga, he was talking about Jacob, like that man. Like we are all Israel, not this nation that was recorded in 1948. Like this is a new country. This is bullshit. Like stop, don't do that. And then all of the Zionists are so wild because they got the APAC shit and they're donating money to everybody over here and have everybody on dick, like to some shit they don't even know what's going on. I don't even think these people really even know or care what's up with Israel. They just like shit. Them niggas are sending over them racks, so fuck it.
Essentially.
I mean, pushing a narrative, pushing propaganda. That whole Project Bluebeam thing. The thing about it is, like, the more that I look into the extraterrestrial thing, I realize that they're doing it to manipulate people's emotions. Like, so that I don't know if y'all remember the drones that were everywhere like a couple months ago. Y'all don't remember that? Oh, the drones and Donald Trump didn't want to talk about it. So that was kind of like that was like the first like little like appetizer to see how many niggas can hop on the wave and be afraid of the drones and whatnot. So that started pushing the narrative of extraterrestrials, and then they start, oh, we don't want to talk about it. So the thing about it is, like, based upon all the documentations, the documentaries that I've watched, it's like this, bro. It's either A, the extraterrestrials have been here, or two, A, we are the extraterrestrials. And when you look at it, you have to say it's either neither one of these things are the truth, or they both can be the truth. That's how I view it.
If we are the only humanoid or like intelligent species in the entire universe, that's much scarier than aliens existing. I find that a lot scarier than saying, "Oh, nigga, it's somebody from some light year away planet." Like, bro, them niggas is here already.
Go ahead, Twon. I know you want to talk about it. This
Okay,
this
hey,
this
let me
Twon, yeah, go ahead. Let's do it.
let me jump in on that one. Okay, so I just had to sit for a second, just soak everything up. I like it. I'm a big fan of space, so I like every way y'all going, right? So it's the thing about it, us being the only ones is not really that scary. It's simple math, right? You got a habitable zone, you got biology, and or unless you believe everything's local, right? And then that's a different story. But the thing is about us, right? The world, our planet has had 4 catastrophic events before, and maybe 5. One of them we kind of iffy on. One we believe is asteroids. The other we say, well, the people in India say it was a volcano, or it was kind of
tectonic plates.
Well, they said that it was a super, like, you know how we say the dinosaurs was wiped out by a world-ending asteroid. There's research in India, and they're saying, well, it might not been as big as you think it was. I mean, it's the same way as kind of how, everybody is like maybe panicking about what's that, Yosemite, because the animals are leaving. And that's one of the world's like super volcanoes. Like if that one go, night for everybody. But it's like I tell my brother this. I'm like, the number or the chance of you being born is so small. Like you already hit the lottery,
Yeah, you a miracle.
because like they can look at our DNA of the human race or individual, and they could say one in whatever genetics you hear, which is some, odd trillion plus or
Yeah, it's
whatever.
like a trillion.
Yeah. So, um, us being the only ones, it's just based off several factors. With space, I mean, if you look at us, our kind of Oort cloud is nothing really around us. The closest system is Andromeda, and the thing about that, if Andromeda went supernova, it's far enough where it wouldn't kill us.
You
Where
believe in anything above the physical realm? Like you believe in anything spiritual or anything like that?
I believe so I'm Christian. So
Yeah.
my way is, you got God, right?
Right.
And then you can either say Jesus was real or Jesus is a character in a book. And regardless of what you say, if you implement, what he did, I feel like, you good regardless of what whether he was real or fake.
Right.
So that's kind of my way. And as far as, like anything else, it's not that I don't doubt it, it's that there's no
Proof of it.
proof for me. Just
So
for just
so
for me.
so if I could piggyback off you talking about your belief, do you believe that our race as humans or originated on Earth, or because I know there's some theories that our people
So
originated from a different planet and migrated here, like
I'm
Venus.
not
so
I'm not
so
against
so
it.
Lucas cell, and it's just science. Lucas cell says everything came from, one cell. And I mean, we can look at our solar system. We can look at different planets that have water. We can look at asteroids that come and go. So
That's
it's,
exactly what I'm getting at.
do I believe I believe in the creation? Everything came from God. Now,
Well, no,
how he did it?
now I'm not asking about everything because I know everything originated from one source, but I'm talking about humans as a species of organism. Do you
Mhm.
believe that humans originated on Earth, or that kind of like Swim was getting at, that humans may have
I believe
onto
both
Earth?
is I believe both is possible
I think it's
because
a combination of both. Not
yeah,
to,
I
not
believe
to
I
cut
believe
your
both is
wisdom, but
I
go
believe
ahead.
both is possible because the thing is, like, I mean, if you know the science of Earth and the moon,
The
the moon
moon wasn't always here.
exactly. It wasn't. We were hit by a Mars-sized planet. So whether you want to call that um a vessel or you want to call it a planet.
That's why the Noah Ark story, everybody thought Noah was tripping because it had never rained before.
Mhm.
Like they was like rain, like what the fuck you mean water gonna come out the sky? Nigga, you're tripping.
Well, and that's
I
the thing
never knew
about
that. That's
science.
crazy. I never knew that. I never knew that it didn't rain before that.
Well, and see, that's the thing about science, right? Like you can use science in any way. I was telling my brother about how uh Columbus, he used astrology against the people of, I believe it was Central America, because we all know he didn't hit North America. All right, so and he said, "Hey, if you don't give me resources, my God stronger than your God. I'm gonna tell my God to get rid of the sun." And
Yeah.
so it
Go
was
ahead. No,
like
what you about to say? Go ahead. What you about to say?
it was like in that week or in that day, and I mean, the native people or the indigenous people, hey, they kind of they worship the sun because it provides for us. And so, I mean, if you think about it, you see that you're gonna be like, oh, I don't know who his God is, but his God like that.
What are you about to say, so?
Oh no, I was just saying, yeah, Columbus, he used they used astrology and they also used the currents because there was no steam engines at that time. They was all sailboats. They used the I forgot what the current is called to travel over here. And he had Moorish navigators.
So well, that's the thing. It's like it's all kinds of reports of seeing, people of bronze to blonde skin, in boats, like smaller boats, throughout all the expeditions from that. France has reported it, Spain reported it, England reported it. So
Yeah.
it's based on, like, we know people were here, we know people been doing it, right? Like one of my favorite astrologers said the smartest person was the person who figured out how to, float a boat on water. That's like not Einstein or Newton, which we go kind of by them scientifically, but hey, whoever it was that figured out, how to put a vessel together to float on water. It was,
indigenous peoples from both continents that were doing boats way before even Columbus.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, the genius of the world for forever.
Yeah.
Was that person.
Is the world flat though?
Go ahead, bro.
Hey,
Is the world flat?
Hey, don't ask me because I'm gonna fuck y'all head up.
Are we
Fuck y'all
we,
head up.
are we
Do we
under a
live
dome?
in the earth or we live on the earth?
Because I think we're around.
Are we in a snow globe?
Hey, the atmosphere. That's all I'm gonna
Okay,
say. The
all right.
atmosphere.
So is the world or the earth flat?
What happened?
I have to say, just off of I'm gonna say no, off of my knowledge. It's not. They say it's more egg-shaped though, because it's wider at the southern hemisphere than the northern hemisphere, and we don't know why.
Also, not to cut your wisdom. Have you ever heard of them saying that there's a hole at the top of the earth and there's a hole at the bottom of the earth?
I've definitely been tapped into that.
I've heard of that as well.
I believe in the ice wall.
The what?
The ice wall.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely tapped into the
Okay,
ice wall.
all right. And so
with the ice wall.
Hey,
how
I didn't
many
seen so many maps of this
the ice
joint.
wall?
Say it again.
How many feet is the ice wall?
I don't know. It just sounds like
Let's look it up.
sounds
Fuck,
right.
we got time.
No. Hey, I get it, but I'm like, all right. So then I take logic, not even science. I take logic and say it's people that done climb Everest that's more than 200, 2,000, or 20,000 feet. So you tell, and then it's people that's done climb skyscrapers like against the law. So I'm like, unless
but they say that the area is guarded.
They line them out.
They say that area is guarded by like their area is restricted. Just like even in the like my cousin was just telling me about how in the Grand Canyon has restricted areas, the areas you cannot go in that are guarded by military. Even Billy Carter's talking about it. There are areas that are guarded by military. For what reason would you be guarding?
There was people that lived there.
There's stuff in those. There's stuff.
Still there. There.
My cousin, she's a historian and a researcher. She found an article from like the 1800s about when they went into caves in the Grand Canyon and found statues made of like precious gems and things like that, like lions and birds and statues and stuff like that. So it's all kind of artifacts throughout the Grand Canyon because it was inhabited at one time. I believe they say it might have been even filled with water at one time.
Yeah. So I can't discredit that. I do know I like the science behind the people that did live there.
No, biting on my side.
I mean, they thrived in winter and summer, regardless of temperature, and they just built right into the side of the cave. They didn't they like, I mean, I don't know the science behind it, but I'm like, how you know, warm in the winter, cold in the, you know, summer.
Because all right, another thing, I don't want to be jumping around too much, because they say, you know, before the resets, the earth had different zones. Like they say that Antarctica used to be a tropical zone. Under all that ice is actually a tropical
It is.
land.
It is.
Well, that goes
So
back to them talking about how they're
Yeah,
like
they
now they're
tested the soil.
defrosting
They tested
people.
the soil. They said they found stuff that would have been like that would show evidence of it being tropical.
Well, they said that they're defrosting people from over there now too, which is fucking crazy. So then you have to say, when did fucking Antarctica freeze over?
Well, it's based on the magnetic field, and it's based on the axis and the rotation. So based on where we are and what's considered, you know, north or south, but we know, you know, up and down don't exist.
the pole shift, right?
Exactly. So it's based, and whether it's flat or it's spherical or oblong or oblique, you know, it's based on a, you know, magnetic core of some kind that creates a magnetic field and the axis. And so based on those things, that's kind of what base our seasons and weather. So, you know, can we control those things? I don't know. But that's just, you know, my belief in the research.
I told you
Man,
what archetype this nigga was. You feel me,
man,
Tres?
man.
I told you. Remember I showed you the archetypes? I told you which one he was.
Oh, this your brother.
Yeah, that's my
Yeah.
brother.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
when he's saying his
okay.
brother, he talk about me.
Okay.
Yeah, nah, we be going back and forth, but I ain't gonna lie. I think that the earth is flat based upon that we live. I'm gonna say it like this: based upon us living in it, it's a flat surface. But when you view it from, I think it when you view it from space, based upon how things appear in space, I think because even a star, right? If you look at a star, it's kind of like a sphere. So at that point, a star is not like this, bro. A star is not like the shape. It's
Nah, yeah,
actually
it's a
like,
ball of gas.
all right. So a ball of gas, which means that it appears like a sphere. So based upon however, I think space bends the appearance of planets. I think that's the reason why it appears as a sphere. That's at least that's my theory on it.
We
I don't
gotta.
go
Oh,
ahead.
my bad, my bad. I was gonna say, nah. One day, man, we ever have enough money or resource, just get on a plane and fly straight to the west. Go through California and go through Asia and come back around and just keep flying straight. Can you fly straight and keep going till you get back to the same point that you left at?
Hmm.
If the world is round, if I keep going, can I come back to the point that I left from by
So
going a
you
straight
saying
line?
if you flew on the exact same kind of, you had the same bearing and you got the
Flight
same
path.
degree.
Wait, would you say no because of the rotation of the Earth as you're flying?
I was about to say that. I was gonna
That's
say
what
no.
I thought you would
Hey,
say that.
so I just saying it's like it's a lot of factors, right? And not just like this was one of my favorite things. Like somebody it was a scientist who like he researched like Marvel heroes and everything. He researched Nightcrawler and he was like, Nightcrawler is probably one of the most fake or probably one of the most smartest characters there is. Because the earth is traveling, first it's rotating 1,000 miles per hour, it's traveling through space. And so if he can, you know, bloom 5 feet away, right? Or back in the same spot, the earth is, I mean, if you did the science, the earth is kilometers away from in seconds of where it was. And so he did different superheroes like that. And so that just kind of to your point, I mean, if there was a degree
And the bubble gum.
where you could stay on that and fly and see if you came back to the same point, I would be down to do it. It's a lot of factors.
Yeah.
Just not even local to Earth. Where you get like to the same point. Like and the thing is like, all right, let's say all of us, right? We all had 250,000 and we got on the shuttle and we went up and we saw that all saw it was spherical, or hey, it looked like a turtle. When we came back, will we all agree? Still, because I'm not discrediting, I'm not saying, but it's been said psychologically that even if you present evidence to people,
They still gonna view it differently.
So another thing I was gonna say was that reality is so dependent on the observer.
It's subjective.
Like reality and matter and all of that shit, like some of it has no real form until somebody observes it. So it's like I don't know that I don't even think we're looking at Earth in the right context for real. Like, is it a ball? Is it flat? I just look at it as like a plane of existence. Like, I don't even think none of that really even matters for real. Like, I know we here and we are able to come in contact with and see, and what we probably I don't foresee it being a thing, niggas being able to just fly around the world like that. Like even with bread, people with bread still can't freely fly wherever they want to. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
so it's like
right.
It's a plane of existence. It's reality as we interact with it, and based off of our interaction, our observation of it, it changes.
Yeah, I mean, I have to like when you're saying this, what downloads in my mind is that it's based upon the frequency in which we resonate on our living experience. So, like, let's say if we were living in, like, let's say the sixth dimension, 10th dimension, right? We would view Earth in a plane of existence differently. So based upon how you observe it, and even though we kind of went a little left from like extraterrestrials and all these other beings, well, there's multiple experiences that are happening right now in which we cannot observe based upon our brain, based
Right.
upon our science. So we might have, like, and they talk about this all the time, like, and we talking about dimensions and spirits and all this other stuff. So spiritually, when we talk about spirits and whatnot, we have to say that these things have to exist on a different plane. So when I seen that movie Interstellar, because I went to go rewatch it, it made me realize that the spiritual plane has to some extent exist within the coordinates or structure of space, right? So I don't know if y'all seen that, is like when bro at the end when he was behind the bookshelf and whatnot. So that makes me understand that on a different level of experience or existence or dimension wise, the way that we perceive the world is only based upon our human existence.
Right. So just to piggyback off that, right? Like we talked, remember how we talked about visible light, right?
Yeah.
There's a spectrum, and then
There's light in which we cannot see.
Like we like this, and then on both ends, there's gaps, gamma rays, X-rays, all these different things. And those things exist regardless of, like you said, we recording them. I think somebody was saying like things only kind of exist, or once they're observed, right? Like you do the X-ray, you can see my bones or whatever, you can see whatever's going on based off of that. It's the same way with like most of the photos you see in space it's like I think 3 photos put together.
Aren't they all artificial? They're not real pictures of the earth, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, it's not per se artificial, but it's 3 pictures. And they combine them and they put it together. Like Jupiter really visibly to us is kind of brown, but it's really like blue. Once you really like take a look at it, but once they compile the photos, that's how it's presented to us. So I mean, I like the stuff, you saying, like, even with me, like I tell people, I believe in God, but I do believe in science, and they like those two can't really,
Coexist.
meet.
Well,
Bro,
what
And I'm like, well, wait,
they
bro,
can't coexist.
I'm
you
like,
ain't met me yet. You ain't met me yet, bro.
oh,
I
how you
got
doing?
I got it. Oh, you see me before on this joint?
No, I'm saying
No,
you.
no,
I
no.
haven't met
He's
you.
saying how
I'm
you
meeting you
doing
now.
now. He
Listen,
meeting you
bro.
now.
You got some homework, bro. It's one book that I need you to read. It's
Now,
called.
hey, I want you to be the only version of that book for me.
So
Okay, so
tell
you
him.
want me
So
to just
yeah,
tell you?
yeah.
Hey, yeah, give me
All
the
right.
experience.
Okay. The whole entire Bible is completely taken out of context.
No, I agree.
So it's not that spirituality or Christianity and science can't coexist.
Mhm.
It's the way it's been manifested in this country and taught is completely wrong. And
No, I agree.
Americans have their head up their ass, especially
Oh,
evangelicals. You know what I'm
well,
saying?
hey, 100%.
So
I can agree with
so
all those
when you
things.
read Genesis, right? God created the heavens and the earth, and you want to take that and say, "Oh, well, God waved the magic wand and made the world go poof." When in actuality, you're asking questions that the text is not even bringing forth, and
Mhm.
you want to get a meaning and understanding out of it that is not giving to you. So it's like whenever you ask questions that the Bible isn't asking, you're always going to get the wrong answer. You know what I'm saying? Because you're trying to make it say something that it's not saying. You know what I'm saying? So, like for example, in the King James Bible,
Mhm.
you see the word hell three times, not three times, more than three times. The three words translated as hell. That's
Mhm.
Hades, Gehenna, and Tartarus. None
Mhm.
of which mean eternal conscious torment for not believing in Jesus. Hell, hell is something that I believe you create for yourself while on this earth. Like
Oh, fair point. Hey, I got somebody real close to me, and he say we living in hell, and I'm like, whoa, hey,
Hey,
not me,
that's your
brother.
he might be
perspective.
Hey,
living in
hey,
hell.
not
Hey,
me.
He
hey,
might
Hey,
that
be
I'm,
nigga
living
I'm
must
in
be
like,
in the
I'm like,
strip
I'm like,
club in
hey,
Atlanta.
okay.
as a man thinketh. He might be from the bluff.
That's his.
Remember,
That's
Hey,
his
that's
frequency.
yeah,
funny, not the bluff, bro.
yeah.
But
Remember. My bad. Remember. I told y'all I was watching American Horror Stories, and the witches end up going to hell. But what was hell for them was them reliving a loop of the worst day of their life, the worst thing that happened to them in their life. They just
mhm.
lived that same day over and over again, and that was hell for them.
I mean,
Right.
but how many
So hell
times?
can be
Oh, go ahead. My
huh?
bad. Go ahead.
And
Go
I
ahead.
was just saying, hell can be a mind state. Hell can be a feeling.
Right.
It can be a mind state. It can be anything. It doesn't have to
Right.
be a place. It could
But
be a
what I
place
was
you
Hell
can
is
be at mentally.
what I
Hey,
was
the
gonna
first
say
time I
though,
got
bro.
locked up, that's hey that
But
That was
that was
hell.
it.
but
That
Go
was
bro,
ahead. Go
not
ahead. What you
not
saying,
in
Trish?
jail, not in jail, but when I got out, hey, all I thought about was not being in jail. I just
so
getting locked up, and it resonated with me
right.
until I got over it.
You know what's so crazy is that shit that happens to me so many times that I just go ahead and like get into that mode as soon as I got it. Every time I got in there, I was just like, oh, this shit again. But now look, so what I was gonna tell you is that like the book of Revelation, right? People always take that shit and read that shit in the fire and brimstone context.
Mm-hmm.
You to Google search the context of that book and what that book is. It's apocalyptic literature. The book
Mm-hmm.
of Isaiah is so too. And if you look at the book of Revelation, all the letters to the seven churches reference the Old Testament the whole entire time. So people took all of the fire symbolism and shit and made that shit. Niggas is gonna literally be burning for eternity. Like, bro, come on, bro. Like, like no.
Hey, hey, it's 103 degrees in Texas.
I mean, hey, I ain't mad at
Hey,
it.
you know what I'm
Them
saying?
niggas
Yeah, that is.
adjust
Look,
though. Chill out.
hey, I'm just saying, hey, like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I like it. I do feel like the Bible is probably one of the worst, most edited books.
Taken
And
out of context though.
and well, I'm saying, mentally and physically.
Because if I write a book to you, let's say you're Timothy, and I write a book to you, and then Soul comes and takes that book and then applies it to everyone he knows and say, if y'all don't follow what Trez said to Timothy, y'all niggas is going to hell. When the book was for Timothy, and you could probably observe it and take something from it, but that book was not written to you. It was written for you to observe and take something from it, but it wasn't written to you.
The book of Eli. Remember the book of Eli? Your man said, I want to get the people to follow me, but I don't have the words. He has the word because he memorized the Bible. Yeah, they took the Bible and they interpreted it in a way to tell a narrative that they were trying to get you to think in a way they wanted you to think. They was like, we're going to interpret it and put ourselves in it and present it to you this way because we want you to see it this way, but that's not what it was originally intended for.
Oh, it wasn't. No, hey, matter of fact, when it was brought here, that was one of the most chopped and screwed versions of it, because there is a book called the Slave's Bible, and they took the Bible and they edited it completely just for control of the slaves. Because one of my favorite things is people go, oh, slavery is in the Bible, and I go, well, New International Version, the term slave is in there, but I'm thinking, like, you thinking American history slave. Like, you look at King James, it say servant.
Right, but even so, right? The Egyptians, the Israelites was enslaved by the Egyptians, right? But when they said, oh, be a good slave so that, you know what I'm saying, be docile with your masters, whatever. Yeah. God was telling them what to do to get out of there. He wasn't telling them.
I was about to say that. Hey, what's the next book? The Exodus.
Exodus, get out of there. He said, how are you going to get out of here alive?
Hey, the crazy thing, the next line where it says, hey, serve your slaves, like serve your master like you serve the Lord. Hey, the next line is say, and masters, do not do anything bad to your slaves.
Right.
Hey, but in that slave Bible, they took that master's portion out. Hey, God said, serve. And so it's like the thing is, you can, I feel like a lot of people had slavery mind Christians.
Yeah,
it's still like that now.
It's
still like that now.
Well, for sure.
Niggas say, and that's what bothers me the most about people who say they're Christian, is that they use
I'm
that.
Christian. What's up?
Hey, they
I don't even like that term for real.
No, but this is what bothers me, and I just did a podcast about it. It's like my man's is like, fear God. You gotta fear God, and I was like, the thing is, y'all niggas say that y'all believe in Jesus based upon being afraid to go to hell because that is how they manipulate you. You don't organically believe this because you did research or you understand the story. It was just taught to control you based upon how your parents presented it to you. Hey, you don't believe in Jesus, you can go to hell, which is basically saying, yo, if you don't believe in the white Jesus, hey, they gonna lock you up and send you
Jesus
to jail.
ain't white, but keep going.
But I'm saying, like, organically, that's kind of how it originated. Is like, if you don't believe in Jesus in this sense, you're going to suffer. It's the same thing. It's like, if you don't go to school, if you don't do this, if the police say this, then you say yes, sir, no, sir. It's all these things that were taught for us to just continue the slavery in the mental construct.
That was the whole thing. It's slavery driven, slavery minded people. That's just all. Hey, matter of fact, hey, me and you, hey, we was playing Pokemon Go, right? And we was out at the KFC.
Yeah.
And the cops pulled up on us. And the one cop, we read him. Cool. He said, what's up to Jax, my dog. And then he was like, it's after hours. Everything good. I was like, yeah, we just playing Pokemon. He was like, all right, let me check y'all. Y'all get up out of here. And so he was like, cool. Hey, then two more showed up. And then you could read the room. It was a little small Asian dude. And I mean, it was the cartoon character cop, overweight, tight belt,
That nigga fat as shit.
Bald head, right?
Yeah.
What y'all, what law do we break?
No response.
Well, y'all not supposed to be back here. Hey, y'all
Hey, for
not. Hey,
sure.
y'all not supposed to be back here. Hey, one more time. Hey, what
Hey,
law?
tatted face and
Hey, what? Hey, you
Mr.
only
Six
had
Foot
like one
Five.
tattoo back then,
Nah,
so you wasn't
yo.
like that. Hey, but then I was like, because the thing is, I can articulate like the, and we talked
What we
about
talked
this.
about. Hey,
Hey,
Trez, here it go.
your
The archetype. Pete.
your matrix, right, or your universe, your mind, where it's like people say, well, learn the laws of the land and you'll be free. And in a sense, I do agree. Because it's like, I mean, the number one, I knew we didn't break any laws.
Yeah.
And then, so you can't do nothing. Number two, I know you're not the arresting officer. So if I want to, hey, I can look away. I don't have to say nothing else to you.
Go
Oh.
get a sheriff, please.
Hey, look, hey, excuse me. Can you get the arresting officer for me? Hey, why you? Hey, supervisor.
Supervisor, yeah.
Hey, quiet. You don't gotta say nothing. You don't gotta do nothing. Oh, hey, turn around, put your hands behind your back. Hey, go for it, sir. Do your job. I'll take a ride. Hey, I'll be out in the morning, and we going there. I'll be at the police station. I'll
I
file
see
a
you at
complaint.
court.
I'm suing you. We gonna get it done. And sometimes you lucky enough to go that route, but with us, right? You wasn't an arresting officer. And then he was like, oh, it's people robbing people at these stops. And I was like, well, it's a good thing you here, you know? And so the other officer came back. Oh, you good? Hey, look, it's dark. It's dark, right? He was like, hey, it's dark right here. And he let us know, hey, the KFC is closed. The parking lot is still considered their property. So if you right there on the sidewalk, you good. In the story, we on our way. And that was kind of the thing, right? Sidewalks are public spaces. Parking lots belong to the business. And so in that, it was kind of like a lesson learned. I learned I can walk down any sidewalk I want to, and you can't say nothing to me because it's public property. Even if it's on an off street, if it's a sidewalk, you good regardless. And
Yeah,
so
that's good. That's good. You know that. Yeah.
yeah. So it's like that's kind of one of the things where, like, even taxes, like, if I file my own taxes. I read the codes. I mean, I'm heavy into politics kind of for that reason, because I'm like, what? I know who he doing it for, right? So I'm like, well, I don't got 100 million, but I might got 10,000.
Yeah,
So
some of them,
hey,
some of them tax breaks actually can benefit the middle class if you know how to file your taxes. If you know how to claim,
exactly.
if you know what exemptions you can claim. Like, are you a statutory employee? I don't believe so, but most people don't know that we're filing taxes as statutory employees. If you look on your W-2, that box won't be checked. You
Oh,
statutory.
I checked exempt
Yeah,
on my W-2. I only pay Medicaid and Social Security, and he about to wipe that out. But that's all I pay, and then I comb through all the tax codes, and I found out what I can write off, and I make purchases based on that.
yeah. You can write off your gas as an expense if you driving to
Hey,
work.
hey, you can write off
That's
your
a
gas, you can
you
write
can
off your
write.
cell phone, you can write off you in your own dwellings can lease a portion of your dwellings to yourself, and you can write off that.
Write everything off.
You can write off
Literally.
utilities and all.
Yeah,
Um,
we
You
about
could
to
you could
we about to end, but no, go ahead. I'll let y'all finish up. But we about to end.
you gotta go to bed.
It's not I go to bed. I mean, we could keep this conversation going, but it's been like 2.5 hours. Whatever,
10:30.
you
No,
know,
it's been like an hour. It's been like an hour and a half.
hour and a half. Let me see.
Yeah,
Nah,
since we went live.
Oh,
yeah.
dang, people dropping out. My bad.
No. They'll probably come back. His laptop died, and other bro had to go get his kids some food.
Oh, cool. But yeah, that's the thing, right? It's like if you learn, like, and so that's why I'm heavy on the, I guess, in terms, or to communicate the physical realm, because your soul and your spirit not really here, from what I've gathered from my brother, it may be connected, but it's not here. And so things that happen here don't affect my soul unless I allow it to. You know, my mentality, and I start kind of shrinking and telling myself all these things. And, you know, once I poison myself enough, at some point it's going to connect and, you know, go to that. And so I'm always positive. Like I was on the phone and the dude from Verizon was like, "How can I make your day better?" And I was like, "You can't." I woke up, brother.
Oh God, I'm
You know,
alive.
and he
Fuck
was
nigga.
like, dang, I can't. I said, "There's no way." I woke up. And then on top of that, hey, I was born. I'm good, you know.
Real. I can breathe right now. Open my
No, I'm
eyes.
saying, hey, 10 fingers, 10 toes. Like,
Fuck nigga. That's
hey,
you gotta
look,
say.
fingernails. Like, I'm grateful for every speck, every atom. What's the smallest? What's smaller than an atom? It's a finger.
Molecule.
Nah, it's something smaller. It's I can't remember. But I'm grateful for every, you know,
Yeah.
the dead skin of me on my floor. I'm grateful for that.
That's how we supposed to live, man. Just be grateful. And
But
be exude
that's
that
the thing.
gratefulness
That's
that
the thing.
it returns to you.
Well, for and that's like when I interact with my brother's kids, that's what kind of puts them in tears. Just their gratefulness. Because I mean I don't want nothing from them. They don't owe me nothing. Even if they were my kids, like my kids don't owe me nothing. I wanted them, so they're here. I'm a, you know, hey, when I'm out of here, hey, I'm gonna divide what I got up equally. Like they not my slaves. I ask my kids for help. It's not mandatory, but it's a couple like you gotta brush your teeth, you gotta take a shower, those things. But
Yeah.
but past that, I might ask my kids 1.5 things a day. I don't, and it's I don't know. I just feel like if I put good people in the world, I'll make the world better. Um, that way, because it's like I don't really care what people do. You know, I feel bad in situations like it's a shooting at Emory University or an active shooter or something going on right now or earlier today. I feel bad, but I'm like, and my wife at Northside, hey, I feel bad for them, but hey, thank God I didn't, you know, there. I'm you know, I'm grateful in that. So, you know, it's a lot of things that I look at.
Oh yeah, he tapped off. But
Oh,
yeah.
hey, get him up out of here. Rap.
Yeah. Yo, I appreciate you being a part. Everybody who was on the live stream, I appreciate y'all. To anybody who watched the stream, I hope that you had some great takeaways. And I hope that you guys fuck with this stream. And until next time, well, first hit a like, share, subscribe, drop a comment. And until next time, peace, love, and light.
You ain't had the button hover. You over here making mouth.